And another thing I know for a fact, people, it more than likely would have ended very badly for my mom this last time with that lithium toxicity. If I hadn't pushed and I hadn't tricked her into getting the help that she needed, she could have easily gone into kidney failure living here alone. And Auntie knows all that, and Auntie said as much. It's good for your mom that you're there to take care of her. And now, just to reinforce my belief and Joe's belief that Auntie doesn't really give a shit, Auntie's vindictively acting like my mom, that I shouldn't be here, my mom can live alone with her dog, no problem, etc., etc. What does that tell you? Auntie will let her hatred of me cloud anything. But see, I know the truth, and I know what Auntie was saying to me before. I'm a godsend to my mom, and good thing that I'm here to watch out for my mom, and that lithium toxicity was the perfect example of that. If my mom had been living here alone, she wouldn't even let me call the emergency, but I at least called other people, like her psychiatrist and whatnot, and I'm like, she won't let me call the emergency, what can we do, etc., and, I did that. So Auntie can say all she wants just because she can't stand me. It's only reinforcing my belief and Joe's belief that Auntie doesn't give a shit about my mom, because she's letting her vindictive nature come to the full force, come to the surface, and she's completely just turning everything around that I know she has said about me. She's acting like I do nothing for my mom, that I'm nothing but a stress on my mom. Meanwhile, I have verbal too, and probably in text at some point too, I'm a godsend to my mom. My mom would be lost here without me, etc., etc. And now she's telling my mom that my mom should just live here alone with her little dog. And I know you love your daughter, but you better off just living there all alone with your little dog, and etc., etc. And I can smell bullshit from a mile away, her bullshit. She knows damn well it probably will not end well for my mom if she lives here alone and I move out. And she knows damn well my mom probably is not going to be able to take care of her dog on her own. She knows that. She doesn't care, because she's full of shit. And I can smell it from here to Kingdom Come. And if she tries to whatever, I'll move out, like I said. But I am going to be co-healthcare proxy, or I'm going to fight to be co-healthcare proxy, because I know what my mom wants when she's not cowering in fear of her sister. And cowering in fear is just that her sister won't like her, or the rest of the family won't like her, and they'll turn against my mom for what? For exercising her right, for loving her own daughter, for exercising her right, for recognizing that Auntie isn't all that hands-on or that much of an advocate like I am, and recognizing her right. It's her body, my mom's life, to make whomever she wants her fucking healthcare proxy, including me. Just because Auntie doesn't like me, that has nothing to do with anything. Okay? I see right through bullshit, particularly since I've been hearing from Auntie that I'm a godsend to my mom, and just this recent lithium toxicity thing could have ended, if my mom was living here alone, there's no doubt in my mind that it might have ended very badly for my mom. Okay? I'm not saying it would have. I'm saying there are other examples of that. And Auntie was even saying recently that that my mom looks really old nowadays, that she's getting worse, all this crap. But Auntie, in her vindictive manner, behaving like a high school student instead of a mature adult, like Joe says, that Auntie's doing, is going to whisper in my mom's ear, coo in my mom's ear, oh, your daughter's the reason, she's caused all your breakdowns over the last 4 years, and, oh yeah, it's a bunch of hooey. And she's nothing but a stressor, and she should just, move out, and you can live there by yourself with your little dog, etc., etc., and I love you, and you're my sister, and etc., etc. Meanwhile, actions speak louder than words, Auntie, if you're watching this. You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. That's why Joe and I laugh, because Joe knows. And he's like, your aunt's a stress on you, Mom. Your aunt's the one, you think that she's not a stress? And then she gets like this, because I didn't lie down and take whatever she was going to give me, calling me a nutcase and a headcase, and she can do whatever and say whatever and saying to my mom, why did she do this to me? What about everything you do and say to me? My God. Insane. This world's fucking insane, and I know the truth, and I don't care, you know. I'm the one who noticed my mom getting sicker and sicker. Auntie wouldn't have known. Auntie's not around. You can't tell that my mom can't keep her eyes open while you're talking to her, despite the fact that she slept all day and now wants, you know, and if you're not around, even talking to her on the phone, you'd be able to tell that. When she saw her psychologist, he could tell that something was wrong, but I already knew something was wrong, okay? But he didn't do anything about it. He sent her home. I had to really talk to her psychiatrist. He did call her psychiatrist, but I really said X, Y, and Z, this is what's happening, and she doesn't want me to call the ER, and I'm seeing, you know, and my mom wouldn't do that. My mom's so terrified of hospitals that she's just going to think it's psychiatric and pretend everything's fine. And that's what she will do, okay? Without even being aware, none of us were aware that she was becoming more and more toxic, and in the end she was 2.14 when the highest therapeutic level of blood for lithium should only be 1.2 at max. Okay, she was really toxic. She spent 5 days in the hospital. I got her the help that she needed. I do everything for my mom. So, and Auntie recognized all of that up until recently, when Auntie is upset over what she perceives as me being over-concerned about my mom. That's all it is. Not about anything else but that. And she doesn't want to hear it, so she's going to turn on me. And now she's going to act like my mom's just perfectly fine, even though Auntie's singing a different tune 2 weeks ago, you know, or right before we got into our, you know, we're enemies now again. But her saying, oh, I stress my mom out. No, in general, it's going to stress my mom out having to be torn between you and me, Auntie. We're supposed to have a family meeting. They want to have a family meeting at this hospital. Auntie's not going to do that. Auntie's not going to have anything to do with me. She can't just put her hatred of me aside. Like I left her in a message, we can set aside our differences and join together just for the sake of my mom, what's in the best interest of my mom. No, she's not going to do that. Of course not. Because she doesn't really give a shit about my mom. And yes, I will tell the world that, because that is what I've seen. That is what I have seen. Actions speak louder than words. That should be the title of this video. Actions speak louder than words. And I'm done being a fucking doormat. Okay? I have all this. She can poison me left and right against everybody. And I have these texts that prove all the good things she said about me until I crossed her simply by not putting up with her shit and having her call me all kinds of names and threaten to not be a part of my life anymore, and et cetera, because I don't lie down and play dead and take it. Okay? I have all the proof on this phone. Okay? I'm done. Let her do her worst. I don't care. Like Joe said, she's behaving like an immature child, like a teenager, instead of being a mature adult. And we set aside our differences. We don't like each other, but we need to just be civil to one another. Or in regards to just, you know, to get my mom out of this fucking place with these fucking psychos. And I'm not referring to the fucking fellow patients.